So, if I understand really well, the big question is why militia system, why the militia system in Switzerland? In fact, as you can see in our museum, the Museum of the Swiss Abroad, we have a lot of military work being done for 700 years. I mean, even William Tell was a military man, didn't he? He shot the guy who was the bad guy. So in fact, somehow he was the one who defended the people against aggression, against outside aggression. And this is somehow something which is working for 700 years. And this is the root of our system today, which means in fact in ancient times, the militia system didn't exist in that sense as today, but people went out to Europe, from the King of France, for instance, or to the Pope, or to Germany, or to Russia, and then they had soldiering over there. And this was somehow the basis of the health of Switzerland and all the networking we made all around Europe and the world. And then it changed in the 19th century after Napoleon, for the simple reason that the national armies came into being, and the national army meant that we had to have a Swiss army, a confederation's army. And in that point they put the militia system into being, because in fact it was the only system that could work for Switzerland, for the simple reason that it doesn't cost as much as professional soldiers. And this militia system was somehow as well the founder of the modern Swiss state, which is not Canton and Canton II and Canton III all together, but a little bit different, but a federal army. And it was as well somehow like an elevator in the social system, because through the army people could raise in the social hierarchy, and that means you have an integrating factor. Besides, it's for sure that the army had a role to play in World War I and World War II, because of course the Germans could have won in both wars against Switzerland. But as the Swiss army was very strong, the German never tried to do it because it was just too costly. So in fact, all this together means that we have an army that is somehow the guarantee of our sovereignty. Of course, nowadays a little bit different. If the ministers of Britain and the US, the finance minister, are going to attack Switzerland, they are going on the bank system and not on the army. So what can the army do? Nothing. So a little bit today it's different, but besides, it's something which is a factor of the integration of the Swiss society, and which works quite well. Now the problem is that as the Russians vanished as real threat, no one knows why we should have an army today. So a lot of people just are telling that we can go without an army. So for those people I say, well, that's an option, but you look to Syria, you look to the Balkans, and then they say, yes, but it's the army. In fact, no, it's not the army. The army tries to get in control of something. They haven't got any control anymore, and they cannot succeed. This is why they have the civil war. So in fact, I think here in Switzerland we need an army, downgraded of course, but an army which is general. And then last point, up to today only the young man went to the army. So I think the new system has to put into this system the women as well, but not perhaps for going with weapons all around Switzerland, but in another, so service for all. I think we should keep it. And at this point, of course, I'm going to vote no for the abolition of our militia system.